Good evening. My name is Christine Canavan, and I'm a proud commissioner for the Wakefield Human Rights Commission. Welcome to Wakefield's second annual raising of the rainbow flag here at the Immanuel Civic Center. We raised this flag in early June to celebrate LGBTQ Pride Month. It's a beautiful and inspiring symbol of our town's commitment to welcoming, supporting, and celebrating our LGBTQ friends and neighbors. While the rainbow flag has come to represent LGBTQ pride, it can certainly represent much more than that. Tonight, this rainbow flag also symbolizes our commitment to our African American brothers and sisters who face the horrors of racism every day in this country. We commit to standing with all who seek the justice, respect, and peace that all human beings deserve. Please join us now in a moment of silence to remember George Floyd and the many other African Americans whose lives have been cut short by racism and violence. Thank you. Now please welcome Town Council Chairperson Ann Santos.
Thank you, Chi-Chi. On behalf of the Town Council and Town Administrator Steve Mayo, I am delighted to be here raising the Pride flag, and thank you to the HRC for organizing this. To raise the Pride flag for the month of June to honor our LGBTQ family, neighbors, and friends, and to remind passerbys that we're a community that welcomes and loves all. I am so proud to be an official in a town that embraces compassion and fairness, that Steve Mayo on his own, without fanfare, made the restrooms in Town Hall all gendered years before any mandate or request, that we have a police department and chief that are strong and proud allies of our LGBTQ citizens is something that not all towns can boast. While we should be proud that Massachusetts was the first state to legalize same-sex marriage in 2004 and supported to uphold transgender protections in 2008, we must be vigilant in making sure we speak out against unfair treatment and discrimination. With the present void we have for leadership at a national level, it is even more incumbent on local leaders to carry the banner of equality. But I know that for me today, after the night Boston had, issues of equality and access and social justice are at the top of my mind and heart. As a cisgender, white, educated woman and the wife of a police officer who waited up until 2:30 a.m. last night to make sure that he got home safe, I know how heartbroken and devastated I have been the past several days, starting with the killing of George Floyd. And with that, I understand that I cannot understand what it feels like to view life through the eyes of my black and brown neighbors and friends, that I will never experience what they do through their lens. So on this day, when we celebrate the raising of the Pride flag, we're reminded that there is still so much to do. And thank you, James Iosho, again for raising the flag for us.
Thank you all for being here. I want to really commend the town leaders and the Wakefield Human Rights Commission for figuring out a way to make today happen. This is really an important testament to Wakefield in terms of the values of the community and the degree to which we have shown progress over the last 50 years when it comes to the LGBTQIA community and its allies. I was thinking about what a strange juxtaposition it is to have a Pride celebration at a moment like this. When we're entering our 4th month of a global health pandemic in which we have seen devastating loss of life and a change in our daily way of living. At the same time as, Council or Chairwoman Santos mentioned, during a really devastating week for our country, where we have seen yet again that the ideals of our country, the values that we profess, in terms of the lore of America being a place of equality, a place of individual freedom and liberty, is juxtaposed against the real pain and trauma that too many in our community face far too frequently. And so today is an opportunity to celebrate the degree to which we have seen progress. It is the 50th anniversary of the first organized Pride event in our country. And if we think about where the LGBTQIA community has taken us, along with its allies, in terms of the progress we have made. There is something there to celebrate and to recommit our resolve to continuing to narrow the gap, the wide gap for too many, between what we profess to be our ideals in the country and the experience that too many of us have. So I'm glad to be here with you today to think about and celebrate that progress, and then to be resolved individually and collectively to continue to push forward and to build on what we've done to date. So thank you.
Good evening. I'm Matthew Cadwell, the priest at Immanuel Episcopal Church here in Wakefield and a member of the Human Rights Commission. It's an honor to be here as we begin Pride Month together. Rainbows are signs of hope. They are signs of new life. After storms and tempests, we look to the heavens for those magical colors that bring comfort, hope, and the sense that prisms of light are shining through the clouds of darkness and gloom. Throughout this month of June, rainbows will be seen in the skies over cities and towns across the nation and across the world, including here in Wakefield. We can look to them in hope, just as Noah did from the ark, just as the people of South Africa did after apartheid, just as LGBTQ pioneers did in San Francisco when the first pride flag flew in 1978. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, a leader in the struggle to end apartheid and for racial justice and LGBTQ inclusion around the world, once said this: "At home in South Africa, I have sometimes said in big meetings where you have black and white together, 'Raise your hands.' Then I've said, 'Move your hands.' And I've said, 'Look at your hands.' Different colors representing different people. You are the rainbow people of God." The rainbow in the Bible is the sign of peace. The rainbow is a sign of prosperity. We want peace and prosperity and justice, and we can have it when all the people of God, the rainbow people of God, work together. Now, today, we need rainbows more than ever. We need them in honor of George Floyd and Martin Luther King and all the victims of racism. We need them in honor of Matthew Shepard and Harvey Milk, and all victims of anti-LGBTQ violence. We need rainbows to remember those who died of HIV and AIDS. We need rainbows for young children and youth afraid to come out to their families, for transgender youth and adults wanting to be who they really are, for couples who want to hold hands and get married. And we need rainbows for black and brown people in America who simply want to live free and safe. We need to see rainbows in the sky. They give us hope. And then we need to become rainbows ourselves, lighting the world with prisms of light and spectrums of color. This hurting world needs us. We are the rainbow people of God. Happy Pride.
Thank you everyone for coming. This is our first event we're gonna be doing for the whole month virtual program. On Monday, we have a Kids Corner. It's LGBTQ friendly stories for children. On Wednesday, look for stories of our community of LGBTQ people and allies too. And on Friday, we have Friday Pioneers, and we will be talking about the people that were instrumental in trying to make a better world. Thank you very much from the Human Rights Commission and the town of Wakefield.